Hi guys, and welcome to the Rig Rundown, a very special edition. We're here with Diablo Productions to speak with the Troops of Doom. Here today with Gyro and Max from Troops of Doom. Like, guys, so good of you to come here. It's great to meet you. How are you doing?
Well, we're fine.
Awesome.
Yeah?
Great.
Great.
Awesome.
It's we're having great times here in Northern Ireland and Ireland also.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, it's fantastic to see when like people come and visit ourselves. We don't get a lot of people passing through, so we really appreciate when guys come out. So on behalf of Ireland and Belfast, thank you for visiting our little Emerald Isle. It's class.
Yes.
Guys, normally we do the rig rundown here in Voodoo. It's usually sort of guitar and equipment based, and we like to talk to bands and find out how you make your sound, how you come up with everything and how it all fits together.
Yeah.
So like starting from the beginning, like, guys, what would inspire you from the beginning to pick up your guitar and make metal?
Well, what inspired me was Elvis Presley first.
Awesome.
Yeah, in 80, 79. And then I start to listen bands like Kiss and then Merciful Fate.
Awesome.
The first EP. So well, that's it. That was put me in this role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max, and what about yourself? What inspired you? What was your first inspirations?
Actually, I came from a musician, a family musicians.
Okay, yeah. So it was hereditary. It was in the blood.
My great-grandfather was a guitar player, acoustic guitar player.
Yeah.
Famous in Brazil. Yeah. But it was before World War II.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What was his name?
So, Leonel Azevedo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what style was this?
Yeah,
What style guitar? Classical or?
No, not exact classical, but we call in Brazil seresta. Seresta. I don't know the name here.
Your traditional folk style?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So I started to play acoustic guitar very young, when I was 9 years old, I think so.
Yeah.
But obviously, I started to get interest on metal, and I migrate to the electric guitar. Yeah.
And when you started playing electric guitar, who were you listening to? Who did you want to be?
Yeah, I think my first contact with metal was Iron Maiden.
Awesome.
Yeah, Killers.
Yeah, epic, dude. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So original, sort of thrash, new wave, British styles.
Yeah.
Awesome. So cool, man. Awesome. So, whenever when you guys broke out, what was the music scene in Brazil like? When you were coming up as a local band there, what was it like?
Well, you mean with the Sepultura times?
Yes, of course.
In the 80s. Well, everybody was starting playing and join bands, and everybody was in the beginning. Nobody knew too much.
Yeah, of course. You didn't have social media. You couldn't just find everything out.
And that time, in the beginning of Sepultura, we was living in a dictatorship times. Was a military government, and so we didn't have importations in Brazil.
Okay.
So we didn't have vinyls and Marshall and guitars. So
you didn't have them officially, or you didn't have them at all. Like they weren't. No one had them.
No. We had to look for it and to bring it with some friends, and I mean undercover.
Okay.
Because it was forbidden to import.
That makes it
things
even
from
cooler,
America.
though. To be honest, man, you had to seek that shit out.
Yes. And this is the main. It's a very important part of this process of being a metal guy.
So when you were starting out then in Sepultura, was that a part of maybe your inspiration? Was there a little bit of a resistance and a protest against the dictatorship?
Sure. Not only a political one, but also
cultural.
A very strong culture one and a religion one.
Awesome.
Brazil. It's a very religious country.
Of course.
I mean, maybe 80% it's Catholic. So we didn't want to do a part of anything. Mm-hmm. We wanted to be very different.
But you can hear that in the original styles. It sounds very much
there's a hate.
Like it wasn't an imitation of anything else. It
Yes.
sounded very original.
And there's a big hate.
Yeah.
A huge hate.
And that aggression carries over. I think
Yes.
you can hear it
Yes.
carrying across. That is
Yeah.
excellent.
So we have to start with the equipments and everything we had.
If you had no imports, what did you do then for guitars
we
and
had
amplifiers?
some guitars, very
You wouldn't
bad
get your
guitars.
Gibson or Marshall, no.
No way, no. Only equipments manufactured in Brazil.
Okay.
So we had some not too much good stuff, but we have some
Original things,
original
unique
things,
to
yeah.
yourselves. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man, that's cool. Well, yeah, I was going to ask you about your first sort of equipment you had. What was your guitar setup back in those days?
Okay.
What did you have?
In the very beginning was Brazilian stuff. So I used in the first album I used the Explorer from a Explorer model from a factory called Finch.
Yeah.
And then in a very horrible, terrible pedal board, very bad. And then we start with the Bestial Devastation album with this kind of shitty equipment. But then the democracy came.
Okay.
So was everything was.
So did it all arrive all at once? Just all of a sudden it was everything?
Yes. So we start with me and Max. We start with the heavy metal Boss pedal,
Excellent.
the black one,
Oh, the metal zone?
and that
Yeah.
and that was it. And
Awesome.
any amplifier we could get.
What were you using back then? What was the first one you got, once the
The
importation
first
ban
one
was
I
lifted?
got was a Marshall with
okay.
a cabinet with 2 speakers.
Oh,
And
cool.
was amazing because nobody had this in the past.
That's so cool. So when you recorded then, what way did you record? Did you mic up your amps? Did you do it in the studio? Did you do it at home?
Yes.
Yep.
Not at home.
Nope.
We had to go to when we went to the studio, and it was very expensive.
Yeah, was it like commercial recording studios they had back then?
Yes. So that's the first time we saw some equipments. Like, okay, I want to play with this one.
Time to upgrade.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, but we didn't have too much budget to do it from the record label.
That's cool.
And then Bestial Devastation was recorded in one day and mixed in another day. So that's it.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like how a lot of hardcore bands would do things now. Rather than, you get a lot of bands that can overproduce where you're tracking up lots of layers of guitars and layers of vocals.
Yeah.
And it can go on forever. Like you just that hardcore raw, and you can actually hear that on the old material.
Sure.
That
We
is
didn't have time
fantastic.
to do that.
Well then, what about now? The difference now, how has your gear evolved from what you did back then and what you're using now? I'm sure you're probably on some kind of fancy equipment.
I can talk for myself, and Marcel will give his opinion also.
Yeah.
But I always loved the old school style of using equipment. So I like a Marshall,
Of course.
a Marshall one, and mics.
Yeah,
Let's
I
say
saw them unloading
SM57
your equipment.
and-
You have the 4x12 cabinets, the valve amps.
Yes.
You like to feel the
I
sound.
love this. Yeah, I love this. I cannot play. Marcelo also he doesn't like this.
Sims.
In-ear
Yeah.
process. I don't want to do this, and he also he needed. So I don't think we're gonna.
I think when you're playing guitar, you want to almost feel it. You want the loudness to be
And you
hitting
you
you.
want the wind, like this.
That's so cool. Well, here, given the raw sound of those original Sepultura songs, what were the challenges in the studio them days? You said you just recorded it in one day, mixed it in another day. Was there any sort of tech glitches, or was it just flat out raw? Just take it how it is. This is what it sounds like.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, raw, always.
Excellent.
We were not looking for, like a polite sound like this and that. No compression. No, we want a raw
Aggression.
sound. That's it.
That is fantastic. That's awesome. Well, I was asking you then, current live rig for Troops of Doom. What did you record with? What did you use in the studio then? Did you, for your latest material,
For Troops of Doom, okay. Well, we started with from home.
Yeah, from home.
Yeah.
Because nowadays we have this
Oh.
nations, right?
Yeah.
We started in the pandemic, so
Okay.
yeah,
And all remotely?
we live in different cities.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult.
Yeah.
So we had
Yeah.
to do the separate parts, each one. So
You can get a lot more clinical that way, and you can dissect the parts and concentrate
Yes.
on each of them separately as well, which is good.
yeah. So we use it basically plugins.
Plugins?
Yeah.
Cool. What kind of plugins? What's your go-to sound? What do you
Yeah, I
craft?
think for the first EP we used Positive Grid.
Okay.
Positive Grid. Yeah,
Excellent.
I think so.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And what do you go for? A lot of treble, a lot of mid when you're making your sound? What does the dial
Actually,
look like?
we try to reach the most old school sound possible.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't remember the
Yeah, the dials.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember, but we love the result. Yeah.
Excellent. Yes. Sorry, I wanted to ask you about your graphic design work. You've created album covers for legendary bands such as Slayer, Creator, Celtic Frost. How is your approach to creating art for albums differ from your approach to creating music for albums? And when would have been the first time you did it? How did you get into that?
Yeah. Well, my first time was in the school. I was really young, in 86. Yeah.
Wow.
Gyro was
Already recorded.
more
Yeah.
visions, and yeah, I'm 10 years younger than that. So yeah, but a friend of mine brought me album tape from Iron Maiden, asking me to draw Eddie the monster.
Nice.
So I take the tape. I decided to listen, and I love it. So
Wow.
yeah. And actually, my approach to create artwork, I usually ask the band to send some references, and usually the album title, some lyrics, and
The music? Do you get to hear any of the music, or are they very secretive?
not always.
I'm sure it can help though.
Yeah. Help a lot. But sometimes I have to finish the cover before they finish the mix.
Okay.
So yeah,
yes.
it's difficult.
But you probably are at least vaguely friendly with the band to get the vibe of the sound anyway.
But
Yeah.
when I have a chance to listen to music, it's the best, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. Then I work on some drafts I send to the band, and you go to the right direction, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic.
that's it,
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming projects now you might be able to talk about, or?
yeah. I don't know if it's a secret, but I recently did the new EP for Vader.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And what else? I think the other ones are still secret. I can
Okay.
tell.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing those in
Yeah.
future. They come out. That's fantastic, guys. Well, guys, I just wanted to ask you, what inspired the Troops of Doom sound? There's a lot of very aggressive thrash, hardcore, death metal. All my favorite things are in there. It's great. Did you set out to do this, or did you just get together and want to see what happened? Was there a definitive vision from the get-go? How did it start out?
Well, I think we set up, right? We wanted to do that
Yeah, of course.
for a long time. So
Brilliant.
we start the idea in 2015, but we could only start the project itself on 2020, in the beginning of the pandemic times.
Yeah.
So you had the time.
Yes, we had time.
Everyone had the time.
I don't know how was it in Europe, but and
terrible.
UK, but in Brazil was terrible, and everybody was closed in home. Like everybody was in home, no works, nobody was,
nothing.
only hospitals.
Yep.
And small supermarkets, like
That was the same
2 hours
here,
a
yeah,
day,
it was-
3 hours a day, something like that. And I live, I think, more than 1,000 kilometers from his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he lives in the south of Brazil. Brazil is a very huge country. So and I live in the center. So we had this in front of us, okay, we want to do this band, to join the band,
Yeah.
and to start working right now in 2020 in March. We are doing 5.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah.
5 years now.
We're completing 5
Yeah,
years
complete
now.
5
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
anniversary. And then we want to do it now, and we have to do it. So you live there, I live here. I'll send you my ideas. You send me your ideas, and we talk and we make some lyrics. So I call Marcelo was the third member, I think.
Yeah.
Was me and Alex, the singer and bass player, and we joined this idea together. Like let's put a band together. Then we called Marcelo, and then I called Alexandre, the drummer.
Yeah.
He's from my town. He's from my town. I still live in Belo Horizonte, the same city from Sarcófago and Sepultura, and
lovely.
I still live in there. And then, so we start in this with these tools. Like, okay, you live there, I live here. We have to do it. So let's do it in this
You did it
the best
remotely,
way.
recorded your parts, and
Yes.
when did you first get to meet up? And first time in the live room, what was that like when you really got to get together for the first time? And
Wow, for the first time was
Killer. Yeah.
yeah.
because I'm sure you,
wasn't-
having
was
done it
in
remotely for so long, you
2000,
must have been anticipating it
Yeah.
like crazy.
Actually, we wasn't expect that. So when you hear the first result of our music, it was insane.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's the thing. Let's keep doing this. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
And the first time we play alive, or we played
yeah.
together, like was in 2001,
Yeah.
in December of 2021.
21.
Yeah,
So have you
2021.
been playing live much then back in Brazil since your formation? When was your live debut? I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube.
Yes, we play. We play a lot in Brazil.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as I told you, like Brazil, it's too big. It's not easy to
not
make
easy
a
to
tour.
get about.
No, you have
It's like
to.
touring the whole of Europe.
No,
Like,
yeah. Like it's 5 Europe, like
Yeah.
inside Brazil. So, and you have the Pantanal and the Amazon forest, the rainforest. It's too big. So we never
Where
went
do you
to
normally
Manaus,
play?
for
Are there?
example.
Do you have like your key areas?
Yes,
And-
yes.
and it's
We
like-
have our key areas, and it's northern, so northern of Brazil, Bahia, places like that, and it's very hot. And we have São Paulo,
Cool.
Rio de Janeiro. Sometimes it's good,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not.
And what are the metal clubs like then in these areas?
You have all kinds of metal clubs.
Yeah.
You have small one, big ones, and pubs. Really,
Everyone
metal
like
pubs.
moshing, hardcore.
Yeah,
like,
They're crazy.
Especially
They're crazy.
in São Paulo.
Especially in São Paulo, they're crazy. Crazy.
that's
I mean,
good to
it's
hear.
very good. Well, we are Latin people.
Any
so-
any notable shows? Any standout ones stuck in your memory that are one of your favorites so far?
Wow, I think one of our first gigs in 2022. I think in Sesc. It's in São Paulo.
It's probably my favorite.
I think it's my favorite because the place was very, very good for us, for the band. We have a very good equipment and backline and lights and everything.
Yeah.
It was our first gig only with the Troops of Doom.
Yeah.
No
support?
They don't accept support in this place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Support
How long
bands.
did you play for? Was it a huge
Well,
big
one
all
and a
night?
half,
Wow.
40
Yeah.
minutes,
Yeah.
I think.
Intense.
And it was sold out. So for us, it was
Excellent.
like, wow, because we didn't know we had too much fans in São Paulo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were like surprised with this, like, wow, sold out
Oh, that's cool.
without any support band.
Really?
Amazing.
And
Okay.
excuse me. No. To them. Basically, I wanted to ask, how did the concept come together for the Monarch?
Well, first of all, we start, me and Marcelo, most of the time we start with an idea.
Yeah.
And I think two videos. You produced 2 videos, right?
Yeah.
In your home.
Yeah, I did confessional.
Yes.
Confessional,
Yeah.
and just the confessional.
No, the
The author of
the Author of Delusion
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Confessional. He made 2
I made myself.
videos. Yeah.
So
Excellent.
Yeah.
And just
Using-
all by yourself, or what did you use to do it?
no, I use it I used footage stock photos.
Stock
Yeah,
footage?
so,
Wow,
yeah, footage.
okay.
Yeah. So
We came up with ideas and something like this.
yeah, and especially for the confessional, the song "The Confessional," I used a lot of footage videos. But for the Monarch, actually we have a friend very good at doing animations.
Yes.
So yeah, so we had the concept, we sent to him, and we trust very much their vision to create. So we leave him very free to produce the video. So
That's excellent. Well, like I said, they have a very impressive look to them.
Thank you. Yeah. We have this Portuguese song, A Queda, and you mentioned it in the questions.
Yes.
And this one was produced by me and Marcelo. We came with a lot of ideas, and then this friend of us, he made the video with our concept, but he's a very nice and smart guy in these video productions and animations, and that's it.
Do you try to tell a story visually, or have it correlate to the song, or contrast with the song? What is your
No, I think most of the time we want to make we want to give the same message as we are giving in the song, in the lyrics. So we like to, put the context together and that's it.
Excellent. Well, yeah, everyone needs to check these videos out. They are fantastic.
Wow, thank you very much.
Huge fan. Guys, what about, so you're here, you had a whole European tour organized, but you've just come to Ireland. Now you postponed your tour, but you kept the Irish dates.
Yes.
What made you want to keep the Irish dates?
Well, the selling,
Yeah.
and the fans were people from Belfast and some people from Dublin. They were asking us to do it.
Okay, so you were getting a lot of fan requests.
I want to go. I bought some tickets.
Awesome.
So
Have you guys ever been here before?
No.
No?
No.
This is your first time?
Went
first
there.
time. Yeah,
You
first time.
went here.
No. My first time in
Yeah,
Ireland
me too.
and Belfast too.
Yeah, for the band and for me also.
I went to England a lot of time ago, but in Ireland the first time.
Yeah?
Belfast too. Yeah.
Yeah,
How are you
I played
finding?
a long time ago in London, only. But no, London and Manchester.
Nice.
But I didn't know Ireland and Northern Ireland. So
How are you finding Ireland?
wow,
Yeah?
it's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Has everyone been nice to you?
You
Everyone
know,
welcoming?
my wife told me like something. I stopped drinking 6
Yeah.
years ago, and my wife.
Wrong place to come.
Yeah, my wife was like, "Well, now you go to Ireland."
You may as well. We'll see, bro. You're on the Guinness.
Yeah,
Are you enjoying the Guinness?
I'm trying the
Cheers, bro.
yeah, cheers. I'm trying the zero alcohol, but it's great. It's great, by the way. Yeah.
Excellent. Marcel, what about yourself? How are you finding Ireland?
Yeah, it's amazing, man. We went to the town of Kerry.
Yeah.
The first days, and
Prince of
we
Wales.
visit a lot of beautiful places there.
I've seen that. I've seen on your socials. You're very active in visiting all the landmarks and showing it off. Us here, we love it when we see people visiting and enjoying all of our
the
spots.
country.
So, it's great
it's
to see.
amazing. We love it. Yeah,
we love it.
we
Any standout spots? Anything standing out to you? But from down south or up here in Belfast, anywhere you visited?
yeah.
stands out?
Actually, we didn't have time to visit Belfast as
Yeah.
we wish, but
I
hopefully
went
tomorrow.
I went to the prefectura. How do you say that?
Yeah,
The main
the city hall.
halls, the city hall.
the
Yes.
city hall.
I went to the city hall with
Excellent. It's a big grand building.
Yeah,
you know.
it's amazing. It's
but
nice. And in Dublin, we went to see the Fiolenet statue, and it was great also.
Phil
in
Lynott
Dublin,
statue.
yeah, of
We have a
course.
Roy Gallagher statue not far behind City Hall as well.
Roy Gallagher.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's another
great.
important one. Yeah, it's probably Phil Lynott and Roy Gallagher, probably the two most important Irish
Yes.
people in history, and it's great that we have statues
Vivian
of.
Campbell is from here.
Oh,
also.
Vivian Campbell's from here too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, he's there. Yeah,
Still
we have a lot of
living here,
notable
I
ones.
think. Yeah.
That's class. Well, guys, finally to wrap it up, what is the future for the band? What do you vision happening next for Troops of Doom? What is
Well,
the next step?
For me, it's a we have a great future, I think,
Yeah,
because
I think so.
we're working a lot.
We're working hard for that.
Yeah, you
Working
guys
hard,
really are. You're out there and producing.
and our fans are amazing, and well, we are enjoying every step of our process, and we love it. So this is. It's not about the future. I mean, we already have.
It's about the journey. It's not about the destination.
Journey, you know?
It's the journey.
Exactly.
So the journey
Excellent.
is amazing. So
That's what
for me,
being in
it's
a band
okay.
is. It's the journey.
Yes,
Yeah.
for me it's already done.
Fantastic.
I mean, I appreciate and
Well, that's
and
excellent.
I wish to know how will be the future for the band,
Yeah.
but we still on the
Hopefully
road.
more Irish dates.
Okay,
more Irish
I hope.
visits.
I hope
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I hope so.
We hope
Yeah.
to do it. Yeah.
Sure.
And maybe next time you're in Belfast, you can maybe take a little bit more time and see more of the
Take a
place.
ride.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
there's lots of cool places to see. Well, Jaro and Marcel, thank you so much for
Thank you
speaking
Very
with us.
much, man.
I'm Pete, and this has been the Rig Rundown here in Voodoo with Troops of Doom. Guys, awesome. We'll see you in the next one.
Yes.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, man.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
man.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
man.
that. That is excellent.
Sorry, sometimes we forgot.